Laws of Power.
Yeah, bro,
You
that's
read
the
them?
book I
Welcome back to the MOH Show. I'm here with a new guest. It's Sin City Hustlers, right?
Yeah, Sin City Hustlers.
We got Tyrone with us, and we got Aiden.
Yerp.
How you guys feeling today?
Great. I'm feeling good, bro.
I'm ecstatic.
How you feeling?
I'm freaking feeling
Hey,
amazing.
let's make it a little bit better. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We got the money shot.
Be sure to send us videos of you doing it on Instagram, whatever. Happy Friday, boys.
Happy
Let's
Friday.
do it.
Cheers, Skylar.
Cheers.
Cheers, cameraman.
All right, so
Whoa. Shit, I didn't
Got you this time. This time it did.
Whoa.
so you mentioned Sin City Hustlers, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead, tell everybody about a little bit about what you're doing with Sin City Hustlers, what it is.
Yeah, so Sin City Hustlers started with me, my cousin. I had moved out from California and I met him. He was a couple years younger than me, but he had the same mindset that I did. He was very motivated, wanted a successful life, same as I did. And we got together. We said, hey, you guys remember those selling videos of the guys cleaning windows?
Yeah.
Dude, so we see
Great.
those and we're like, dude, he makes it look so easy. We can do this. And so that's where it all stemmed from. We're like, okay, well, let's start. What are ways we can make some money? And we're like, okay, well, let's try this. And we're like, whoa, let's make a YouTube channel showing different ways you can make money and show our journey of us making money and making it to the top.
Right.
And so the whole idea behind Sin City Hustlers is Sin City Hustlers. We're in Las Vegas. We're hustlers. We
Making
want to
money.
make it to the top.
Making more.
Exactly. Make
Yeah.
some money. We're
Okay.
out here grinding. We want to better ourselves and create opportunities for those around us. Create a big network of people. Have something similar to Andrew Tate's War Room.
Okay.
Just have a big network of people who are motivated and want to make money
Yes, sir.
and who are trying to get to the bag. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Sin City Hustlers.
That's what I'm saying.
We got the MOH Show.
Yep.
You know, what else
Yeah.
is more
Oh,
to
yeah.
come?
That's what I'm saying. I was happy when you posted about the Sin City Hustlers thing. I was like, one, perfect timing, right? Because
Right.
literally this week it was announced right before we already had you planned to come on, and two, you're doing the Las Vegas stuff, and that's like what we want to focus on too. So,
Oh,
hey,
perfect.
I just want to say, bro, like having. I think we talked about this off show, but like having the city behind you, being known as Sin City Hustlers, like
Right.
they know you're in Vegas. Having a city rally behind you is going to help like increase your progress. You know what I mean? And, like, yeah, you have basically a guaranteed fan base.
Yeah, and
in
it
the
creates
city.
a sense of community as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the idea too was like you said, create that community, that following. But it's like to represent. I live in Sin City. I live in Las Vegas. I'm a hustler, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I do think there's a lack. What's really strange is Las Vegas is a huge city, but there's a lack of representation for it.
True.
From people actually that coming out of Vegas that grew up here. You know what I mean? Like there's, for example, the rap scene, for example. It's rap's its own hustle as well.
Baby
so it kind
Keem.
of, yeah, you know what I mean? Baby Keem is literally the first one that has really came out of Vegas. But like he's the only representation anyone has of Vegas, of someone that went to high school here, stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's hardly any of that, really. People represent Vegas like,
But did they come from Vegas?
people say like
Yeah.
Guy Fieri or something. Like they're like Vegas, but like you're not from Vegas.
Yeah.
It's different. So I think it's cool to see a bunch of people like starting to come up out of Vegas.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be cool. Well, there's a lot of big people now in Vegas. Like Grant, that
Isn't-
financial YouTuber Grant. I forget his
Yeah.
last name.
Oh, there's a lot of people that come out of Vegas. They don't represent it though.
I see what
Like
you're saying,
Tanamongo.
Imagine Dragons.
Yeah,
True.
Actually,
I actually forgot about Magic.
You guys are
Like,
forgetting that.
Rice
Yeah.
Gum, like those guys,
True.
they all come out of
Rice Gum?
Vegas.
Rice
Rice
Gum
Gum,
from
yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah.
From Vegas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he went to Centennial, bro.
That's crazy.
Him and Tanamongo went to Centennial,
Dang, I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy, but like they don't really represent the city. You know what I mean? It's not the same as someone that say represents Atlanta. Like they are
Yeah.
literally all Atlanta. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah.
little bit different. So
Like they don't
good on
rep it
you,
as
bro.
hard. Like,
Yeah, it's weird. There's a lack of representation for Vegas, in my opinion.
Yeah.
People don't rep it hard. I don't know why, but we're here to change that.
Yeah.
True. we are the change. Okay.
We are.
But of course, being that you're doing the whole Sin City Hustlers things, right?
Right.
Would you say that for yourself, like starting up this business and everything like that? Would you say that is fulfilling for you and how you plan to go about it?
Oh, definitely, because I think there needs to be more knowledge shared with everyone.
Yeah.
I think gatekeeping knowledge is kind of shady. I don't like the idea of gatekeeping
True.
knowledge.
Truth.
Right there, bro.
It's like why are you gonna gatekeep knowledge and not share it with people so they can grow and be better for themselves, their community. We all have to grow together. We can't be selfish and do everything for ourselves, hold information, and not want to see other people grow.
Yeah.
And you see that a lot in the stock community.
Yeah.
You see a lot of withholding of information. It's like, it really is like, why?
Mhm.
You know, you just want to be greedy, hold on all that information and just, fuck the rest.
Yeah, no, I want to see everyone succeed. I want to see you, Andrew, you succeed.
That's the mindset, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to see anybody struggling, because I know what it's like to struggle. Growing up, I've been through the struggle, so it's not fun.
Exactly.
And if I can help somebody get from the struggle and be better, give them the information to be better, because that's all what it's really about. It's
Yeah.
the mindset.
Yeah. When one thrives, all thrives.
Exactly.
You know.
But at the end of the day, there's no point in gatekeeping knowledge either, right? Because if the most you can do as someone that wants to motivate someone is give out the information. Because at the end of the day, you're leading them to water, but they have to drink. You know what I mean? So it's like, even if there's no point in gatekeeping knowledge, because the people that don't want to have the knowledge anyways aren't going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the people that actually want to move up, which is only like 1% of the population anyways. So gatekeeping is so weird.
It is.
It's weird.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And the way I see it is like, if you're trying to succeed, right? Which I'm so glad you said, like, gatekeeping knowledge is it's such a BS. It really is. The best way, if you have a group of people around you who want to succeed, all try to go after it. If you guys fail, okay, that's an individual failure. You can figure out, you can communicate with each other, share, and now figure out what to do, what's right. Instead of you failing 20 times alone by yourself, it is now a group thing, and you can continue to prosper at a way faster rate than before, you know, if you do it alone.
And then there's, because there's so many different heads, there's a lot more ideas. You guys can troubleshoot, brainstorm together, and and then work together. That's just the best part. I love working with people, you know?
Yeah.
Or getting that thanks from, like, you know, you really helped me with that, you know.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of gratitude.
And then building together, creating that brotherhood, that bond, and
Yeah.
saying, oh, we took over the city, we did this, we built up Vegas, put it on for the map, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's something special to be said about stuff like that, honestly. When like, I think it was Jordan Peterson who talks about when people come up to him on the street and stuff and say, hey, yo, you helped me and my dad's relationship out a lot, we really appreciate you. They actually start, things like that is really motivating. So when you can motivate and touch people's lives on a mass grand scale, and they will go out and do the exact same thing, that's when you truly start leaving an imprint and an impact on people's lives in the world in general.
Yep.
Right. But you mentioned you know, struggle, you know what it's like to struggle and everything, right? Now I don't know your whole story or anything like that, right? But I'm pretty sure going up out through all that and everything, people have their assumptions about you or anything like that when they look at you, right? If you can share anything with anybody, right? Like, put an imprint on you so everybody who sees you knows exactly who you are, what something they would never even thought of in a million years. What's something you would want people to know about you that they typically won't?
Man,
Good question.
that is a really good question. That's a really good question.
Interview me next.
When we said bring questions this week,
He brought him.
Came with the idea.
sheesh.
Dang, am I talking to Jordan B. Peterson right now? No.
You're a special guest, bro, you know.
Hey, I told y'all last week, I steal my stuff.
Hey, before you answer the question, I just want to say, like, when down the line, right, when we build this up, you can say that you were the first guest.
True.
And we could say we had Sin City Hustlers on
True,
first.
yeah.
We were on
True.
this train long before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what I'm saying. Anyways.
One thing I would say to people before they make any assumptions about me is I'm very positive.
Okay.
I want to see the best for everyone. I really do. Like,
Genuine heart.
genuine. I love sharing information. Back to the gatekeeping. Like, if I could help you with anything that I know, I want to share all that information I can with you. And even though I'm still learning, I'm still young. We all have valuable information we could share.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
dude.
And that's why we get along so well, bro, is because I see that genuine heart from you. And, you know, I as well, you know, want to help people. And, you know, I see, you know, if somebody's in a dark or low place, you know, I want to help them because, you know, it really feels good to, you know, just help somebody out and, you know, give information or, you know, just really be positive in somebody's life. And, you know, that positivity that you give onto somebody else will be given onto, you know, it's like a chain effect. You get me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, like, it's so easy to be negative. Like, it's so easy. Negativity is the easy way. So if you go the hard way, which is positivity, helping people, the universe in whatever way you believe will repay you for that. You know what I mean? It might be hard at the beginning to stay positive, to, it's not working out for me. Like, instead of going down that dark negative route, the universe will pay you back for being positive with people down the line. So,
And I've definitely seen exactly that happening a lot in the last couple of months. I've just been coming into certain people, meeting certain people, making certain connections, and it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Hey, we live in the heart of connection, which is Vegas.
Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that lives in Vegas, if you don't think you have the ability to start a business or start anything, you have so many connections in Vegas.
It's easy, dude.
You can literally go into any big casino, and if you're open enough, you can meet the craziest person that could literally jumpstart your entire journey just by living
Change
in
your
Vegas.
life.
Just
Yeah.
by living in Vegas. It's crazy. The city's nuts.
True.
It's just you have to be open for it.
Yeah, and you have to have that a little bit of fearlessness to just
Yeah.
go up to people and start conversations, you know?
Yeah.
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 Because I feel like that holds a lot of people back, is not having that confidence of going up to somebody and introducing themselves and be like, hey, this is me. You seem like you have a lot of knowledge. I'd love to pick your brain or just ask you a few questions or just start a conversation with someone, because you're 5 people away from knowing somebody.
Yeah.
Yep.
You guys ever heard that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
with that too, because like that's why I think the gym is so powerful too, because the gym, right, is, to me, it's like a hub, right? No matter where you come from, no matter your wealth, you could be dirt poor or you can be millionaire, right? You can still go to the same gym because the gym is just a community center. So you can meet so many people, even that you shouldn't technically be meeting, just by going to the gym.
Yep.
Going down to that casino and sitting down at a table. You don't have to spend that much money. You know what I mean? Just doing things outside your comfort zone and being social, super powerful.
Oh, I love what you just said about comfort zone and stepping outside of it. Yeah, stepping outside of your comfort zone is one of the biggest things in pushing forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But I
know?
feel like once you do it once, you get used to the feeling of doing it.
That right
Most
there.
people don't even do it the first time.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's like one of the best things I've ever heard is like the first of anything is the worst one. Like, you can apply that to that. You can apply that to any business as well. Like, the first 100 you're going to make is going to be the hardest 100 you're going to make. The first 1,000 is going to be the hardest you're going to make. You're just going to keep going on that. The first one. So if you go out of that comfort zone just once, you'll realize, oh, everybody's kind of the same. We're all thinking the exact same. So I can do this without being weird or anything like that.
Yeah. And see, that's why comfortability kills dreams. Because, but my thing about the comfortable, right, being uncomfortable and putting yourself in those situations when you're going out of your comfort zone, you have to then continuously do that, because if you do it just say the once, right, you're gonna forget about that. You're gonna start getting comfortable again. You're gonna lose all that. You have to continuously put yourself in predicaments, take yourself out of the comfort zone so you can keep doing what you need to do. Which, even if that means wearing the ghillie suit to downtown Summerlin, do something, go out your comfort zone a bit, you know. It would. It would kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Hiding in the bushes in Starbucks.
Hey, how you doing?
Like Kanye West outside Kim K's house.
Actually, yeah. But, I mean, I guess, like I said, comfortability kills dreams, though. So, 100% would agree going out your comfortable zone and doing other things. Now, this one is more so be a question for everybody, I guess. Everybody can answer this one. Brought up to you guys last week.
I was hoping you'd
And
say
I
that.
hope.
Because I've been thinking about it all week.
That's good. So, I'm going to start with you, right?
All right.
With this stage in your life, right? You're starting Hustlers University. Oh, not Hustlers. I'm so sorry.
Cincinnati
Hustlers.
That's so crazy. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, man.
Sin City Hustlers. I'm so sorry. But with you starting Sin City Hustlers and everything, right? You're on a journey, evolution, everything like that. If you can find a song that would describe this stage in your life, what song would it be?
Ooh, a song.
You said this stage, yeah.
Yeah, this
'Cause
stage in
we
your
did-
life.
we talked about
Not the overall view of it. Just this particular stage you're in right now.
I always feel like Nightmares and Dreams by Meek Mill is
Yup.
a good one.
Yeah.
That
Y'all
song,
thought I was finished.
that song
that's a
is
good
so
one.
motivating.
Yeah, that song was so hard.
True.
Whenever I'm feeling low and I'm like, I need some motivation, I'll play that song.
Yeah.
And I'll just rap. Oh, dude, it gets me hyped.
Oh, yeah.
It gets
Yeah.
me feeling so good. Gets me motivated.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah, you next.
This one you guys probably don't even know about. It's a song called "Celebrate More" by an artist named Lecrae, and I think there's another artist, Harvey, and somebody else in that song. Or Andy Mineo, I think that's the other one. But it's pretty much a whole song about like, why worry about the stresses and the weights of this world? There's gonna be this time where you're like always wanting to achieve more and stuff like that. Just learn to breathe for a moment, celebrate the days you're in, and just keep pushing forward, pretty much.
That's right.
And I love that song.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
for this stage, I'm pretty sure that, I'm gonna stick with that one.
Is that the Christian guy?
Lecrae?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've told
Great
me about him
artist.
before.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie, I love Lecrae. He's great.
Yeah.
If I had to say, this is my favorite, Lil Baby, Life Goes On.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all he talks about, you know.
Yeah.
What's on my mind 24/7? Just how more and what can I do else for, you know, just keep on going forward, you know.
Yep.
Okay. How about you?
I have a lot of options. Okay? I really thought about this all week because I was listening to like multiple playlists and shit.
He's like, I gotta figure.
I gotta get this right.
Okay.
I gotta represent. I'm gonna go with My World by Kid Cudi.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's gotta be it.
That's a good one.
Okay. I have another question though.
Okay.
What is your theme song?
Theme song.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a second for that.
Not necessarily. I mean, you could make it like a walkout song, but that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like a walkout song has to be hype.
Yeah.
But what, like just a theme song?
Wait,
Does anyone have one?
Elaborate.
Trophies.
Like, wait,
Trophies by who?
By Drake.
Okay.
like overall song of your life type of theme song, or
No, just more
what do you
like
mean?
I don't know, like if let's say like if there was an aura of a song around you at all times, what song would you want it to be? Like what song like kind of I don't know, envelopes your dreams, your life, like that sort of thing.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Trophies by Drake.
Trophies. Dang, that's a good question.
I was just listening to this earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
actually.
to look.
Where is it?
Yeah, I gotta look at the playlist. That's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna turn it up a bit so everybody else could hear it too.
Hey, don't get us copyrighted here. Oh, it's
No, I was messing. I don't. A song that gets me hype type, or
not necessarily. It's just like one that kind of I don't know.
I definitely gotta look at the playlist.
Maybe motivates you.
Okay.
Like I don't know, kind of tells who you are. I'll give you mine. Like for mine, for example, same album as My World actually is "Heart of a Lion"
Okay.
by Kid Cudi.
That would describe you. Beast training.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Like Heart of a
That
Lion
makes
is
sense.
There you
literally
go.
it. Talking about having a heart of a lion. I literally have a lion over my heart. I was like, yeah, this song is literally made for me right now. Funny enough, I found that song after I got the tat.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, this is the song that was
Yeah.
like meant to be my theme song. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's really connected. That's really connected.
Yeah. I told you I thought about it.
Shoot, I don't know. I'm trying to look at these songs. I'm just like playlists and stuff. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
It
tough,
is.
bro.
I'm
That's
gonna
why
have to get back to you on
I
that
thought
one. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. Might not be on the show.
Mine's
To
gotta
be
be
honest.
Rose Golden by Kid Cudi
Okay.
with Willow Smith.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Rose Golden's fire.
Mhm.
It's just like, hey, Kid Cudi's like the perfect artist
Yeah.
to have that type of song for, because he's like, that's all what he's about, bro.
So good.
Yeah, Rose Gold. Shit, that
Ever
song's
since
so
I was
fire.
young, been grooving to my own drum.
Yeah.
Made that many teeth.
That's on Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying, right?
With the purple and black?
Yeah.
uh-huh.
Okay, that's fire.
Exactly.
You know what?
I knew
think I
he
might
thought
have
about
it.
it. I knew he thought about it. He said it.
No. I think I just thought of a song, and it might be Phil Collins. Hold on.
Ooh,
I
now
love
you're
this
making
song.
me think.
Ram
I love
Ranch.
this song.
Now I'm thinking of Marvin Gaye.
No.
Marvin Gaye got some good songs.
It's not him.
I know you're gonna be thinking about this question later, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck,
Yeah.
I should've said that on the show."
Hey, describe it one more time. The theme song part. Let me make sure I get this right.
I mean, it's basically it envelopes your life, like motivates you, like kind of is a song about you, almost as if like the artist was talking to you. You know what I mean?
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna change it. The Fall. By I think it's called. His name is Curtis. I think. Let me check. I love that song, by the way. Because that whole song is just about like, regardless what happens, where you go in life. Like he uses an analogy like, I'm not afraid of the fall, because I know I'll be safe on the ground. You got me through this whole situation, everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with that one,
Fire.
and it's by Curtis Hoppie, whatever his name, Hoppie.
Fair enough. Hoppy,
Okay,
probably.
Hoppie, yeah.
Hey, yo, you got one?
True.
Whiskey and Rain.
By who?
It's a country singer. I don't know.
Alright, for sure.
Whiskey and
I'll look it up.
Um, but okay, kind of going away from everything. This one's just to break the ice with everything, to go into other topics. You know, this is a good question, right?
Oh, gosh.
This is inspired by a question I seen on TikTok, and the question was on TikTok. It was, would you rather be trapped in the mall for 24 hours with either a silverback gorilla or 7 black mambas? Right. By the way, the correct answer is silverback gorilla. But I'm gonna switch it up, right? So, would you rather be trapped in a room for 24 hours with the booty warrior himself, or be trapped in a mall with a tiger?
Who's the booty warrior?
Yeah.
You don't know who the booty warrior is?
No, who's the booty
You guys
warrior?
never seen Boondocks a day in your life?
I never watched Boondocks.
Oh my
I didn't know
god!
about the video.
I was hoping y'all would know.
No, I've never seen that.
You never heard anybody talk about, booty's more important than eating. Booty, like, it's a whole episode where he goes to it's like a Chris Hansen episode and stuff. Chris Hansen comes in the room.
No,
He's
I
like,
didn't come here for little boys.
yeah, he said, I didn't come for little boys, but I came here for mans. But like, he goes through this whole thing. Like, this is who the booty warrior
We
is.
can do this the easy way.
Yeah. So either way, he gonna get what he came here for. So, would you rather be trapped in a room with a man who's gonna get what he want from you, or be trapped in the mall with a tiger?
So get raped or
Let's make it a little easier for the tiger part. For 4 hours with the tiger, or 24 hours with the booty warrior.
Okay, how big is the mall? Like Mall of
Meadows.
America type or
Meadows.
Meadows?
That's the mall I think of.
I'm going with tiger.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get.
I'm going with the tiger.
I'm dying, bro.
That's the only option here, I'm not gonna lie. I
I'm going
was
with the
hoping
tiger.
neither
Booty
one of you
warrior.
would say booty warrior. I'm shocked I don't know who the booty warrior is actually, but
I mean,
okay.
I've seen enough clips of the Boondocks where I've probably like seen him.
I guess
just
the
don't have a
better
name
one-
or face the name, I guess.
I guess the better one would be tiger or stink meter. If you guys know who stink meter is, which is the most heinous, racist, old black man in history.
He's an old man. I'll go with him.
Oh, no, you don't want to. This man got kicked out of hell because he was that much of a menace. Like, Satan said, no, go up there and cause havoc. Like,
You said he's old?
yeah, but he's a demon for real.
I'll just push him over.
Hey, and
Push him over
he is
the wrong way.
blind, technically. He is, no, there's no technically about it. He is blind, but,
I mean, if we're in a mall, you could run, hide,
yeah.
He can't see me.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna just hide behind a Cinnabon like counter or something.
Hey, fair enough. But that's all the questions I had. Just to break ice a bit, loosen up the tensions.
Fair enough. As if there was tension.
Yeah, that's
not tensions, just not tensions, not
That's what I'm
tensions. Just like loosen up, like the pretty much help you introduce.
Yeah, I'm nervous. This is the
yourself.
first
Okay,
time
the
I've ever seen
atmosphere.
you
Okay.
The
guys.
atmosphere.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
I got you, bro.
I thought my chick almost failed.
All
I'm
right.
so mad.
So I have a question.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna start it out with like the background of it, right? So Aaron Rodgers this week said that he's going to do a 4-day darkness retreat. Basically, what that is he's going to sit in what I assume is like a studio apartment, completely dark, yourself with only a bathroom, no light, right? So pitch black. And basically, what the purpose of this retreat is there's a bunch of benefits of it, I guess. Like, basically the main ones is going to be connecting yourself with your spiritual self. Basically, in society today, we are so overly stimulated, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
You always have sound playing. You always have like some visual happening, right?
Yeah.
You're so overly stimulated. So basically what this does is it literally cold turkeys you from that, which is like how we're conditioned in society now. Basically the whole thing, interesting enough, on this one Darkness Retreat website, they were talking about the pineal gland, and we've discussed that before. Basically, what sitting in darkness is going to do for you is it releases a natural amount of DMT in your head. So by the third or fourth day, you're starting to hallucinate because of the DMT, because the rest of your body isn't working because you're sensory deprived, basically.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, you're not hearing anything because it's pitch black and there's no one else in this room, no one around you. And there's nothing to look at. So your brain starts doing its thing, right? And it's supposed to just help you spiritually, help you make decisions, like that sort of thing. And what you said earlier, solitary confinement. It's basically solitary.
Yeah.
The difference is, one, you opted to be in here. So it's a completely different mental state. Two, the door is always open for you to leave.
Okay.
So you are in control of yourself. It's not like solitary where you're fighting the system, you know, like you don't want to be there. You know, you're fighting against it. In this, you chose to be there.
What I'm thinking is like a sensory deprivation tank.
Yeah. Except you're just sitting there in the dark. It's not like you're technically not sensory deprived, but you naturally become sensory deprived because there's nothing for you to touch. And by the way, this room is theoretically completely empty, or maybe just with a bed. I don't know. It's one of those. Let me see before I miss anything. Hold on. It's supposed to also increase your meditation and your, like, it's called paradoxical sleep. They say the people that stay in here for an extended period of time basically become aware that they're sleeping and more go into a meditative sleep state. You're not even sleeping anymore.
Huh.
You're literally aware that you're asleep and you're just at higher levels of thinking is basically what they explain in this thing, which is absurd to me. I'm assuming that's because of the pineal gland thing. If that third eye, basically. Have you heard of the pineal gland?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I know
okay.
all about it.
Then we don't have to go over it. Also, it's not even that expensive from what I was seeing, which makes sense, right? If it was expensive for you to sit in a room by yourself for 4 days, that would be brain dead.
Yeah.
But from some of these retreats, it's literally $100 a night. So it's like, okay, $400. But like some of these retreats go as far as 14 days. But I'm like, yeah, you're going insane at that point.
Yeah.
I feel like 4 days is like the cap there.
It's the Russian sleep experiment.
Yeah, basically.
You know?
You need some sort of human interaction or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's got to be something. Or else
that's
you're
why-
going to start having imaginary friends, bro.
Actually, because like if you want to drive anybody crazy, literally
Yeah.
anybody, lock them in a room by themselves.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I would mind it.
The difference with that, though, is you're locking them in.
True.
They're not in the mental state that they want to be here. See, that's the thing about this whole darkness retreat is it's a mindset. Like you're going in here to fix yourself, to connect with yourself. So it's like it's a way different mindset than, say, you're being locked in a room.
Yeah.
Because it's like you chose to be here. You know what your goal is going into it. So my question is, would you guys do it? 4 days. Let's say 4 days, price paid, of course. Let's say you're not paying for it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was reading some, not on that room, but on like the tank, and it said like, you know, with the sensory deprivation tank, it helps, you know, release all like the five senses that you have, and so you're really just right there. You know, you can't see nothing, you can't feel nothing, because you're basically in this tank. You're in water.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it helps with, you know, just being able to concentrate more, and so, you know, that right there, you know, it takes away all the distractions that you have, you know, with the outside, you know, forces and everything. But speaking of that, real quick before, you know, I'll just let you guys go and then I'll discuss meditations.
No, I was honestly about to say, screw it. One day, let's try it. Like, let's actually go do it. Do a whole. What's the longest live stream?
Well, I mean, the longest live, if we're really. Anyway, we could do it for 24 hours if we were to. The longest live stream is like Lo-Fi Girl on YouTube. They're live for like 400 days straight type shit.
Never mind. I'm about to say.
Yeah, no, you're good. We can definitely do it for 24.
Let's do like on some Mr. Beast type stuff. Do this. See whoever leaves the room last. I don't know. Win something, I guess.
No, I feel like it could be cool to like if we like let's say we get a group of people, like say like 5 or 6 people. You all have your own room.
Yeah.
And you just set up a camera in each room, and you do it for the 4 days, and just like see how people act. You know what I mean?
You see Tyrone.
I'm sure it wouldn't be. I'm sure it wouldn't be.
Let me out!
I'm sure it wouldn't be that interesting, but it would be
Yeah, just a
cool to
lot of
see if
It'd be
people,
interesting, yeah.
start like talking to themselves or stuff like that. You know what I mean? I
Oh,
don't know.
y'all gonna see how crazy I really am then. Shoot.
I would say your imagination would really run wild.
Oh yeah, one,
Yeah.
two. If the DMT starts kicking in,
Yeah.
like on their website, I told them earlier, but on this retreat website, there's this bullet point of the benefits, right?
Yeah.
And it said once you're in the room for long enough, the room is no longer dark. Basically, what they're saying there is like you start hallucinating, so the room isn't dark anymore. Like they can't say that you start hallucinating because
You
they're
start seeing
people out.
colors and everything.
Yeah,
You
because
start
the
moving.
DMT kicks in.
You know what's funny? What's it called? I've kind of done a little research, but like as well, experienced where if you're like really tired or you're like you're within and out of sleep, I guess you're able to like hallucinate to a sense where you start seeing things or
Oh,
you
yeah.
start seeing colors and everything like that. So
Yeah.
it would be like
Well, the thing is, the reason the DMT kicks in is because you're there's no senses, right? Like in terms of that, that's just sleep deprivation, so your brain doesn't have enough to keep working. That's why you start hallucinating when you're sleep deprived. It's a little bit different. When you're sleep deprived, DMT doesn't kick in.
Mm-hmm.
Like during this retreat, I'm assuming you're probably actually sleeping like 12 hours a day because there's nothing else to do.
Well, how do you know how many days went by?
Ooh,
You don't.
Yeah.
So you just
You're asleep when
You
you're
lose
tired.
track of time. In that SpongeBob episode.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't. They also, part of the package of doing this is like there's of course people like making sure you're good. So there's like slits in the door where they slip in water and food.
Shoot, I won't
So
be-
that
I
way
won't
you're
be
not
peeping
you're
through the
not
hole.
going to
Hey, how you doing today, by the way, man? Hey, where you going? Talk to me, please.
They don't talk. Yeah, they don't talk to you. It's just I don't know how it works. I'm assuming they get the food in there without you knowing. Like it's some sort of like I don't know. Because
how do you know where your food at then?
Yeah, how you gonna eat?
I don't know.
What if you're serving spaghetti?
I'm just saying.
Step on it.
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense if they like open the door and there's like a flashbang that hits you or something. That doesn't make sense. It's like something where like the food gets in there. They don't like they can't tell you it's there or anything because then you're not alone anymore type thing. You know what I mean?
I would assume some type of like a light or something, some small dim light just kind of pops up at the food. So
Looks
you know
like
there's
we're gonna
food.
have to try it. The thing is, then you're no longer in darkness for 4 days. If
Then
there's a
how do you
light.
know where your food at?
You smell. Your sense of smell is so heightened.
But yet again though, after being in the dark room for so long, you actually see what's in the room. Like your eyes adjust to it, so
Yeah.
you'll be able to see your food.
Yeah.
Kind of
Make
like
sure
how
you don't-
pirates did with their eye patches.
Yeah.
They'd wear it so that way when they went under the deck, they were able to see because their eye was so dilated.
Yeah.
yo, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither. Honestly, I just say
Yeah.
yeah. It
I,
sounds
I-
smart.
I heard that one day,
No,
and I tried it. I taped a sock over my eye,
Yeah.
and I left it on for like an hour or two. And I waited for it to get dark outside, so I shut off all the lights, made sure there was no lights coming into the house. And I took off the sock, and I was able to see everything. It was weird because you literally get night vision. It's like the
Like
contrast.
a cat.
Yeah, it's like the contrast.
I'm surprised you don't
goes
know
up.
about this and like you were a pirate.
Yeah.
hey, that was
You're the only professional pirate here, man.
What's that story?
Oh, it was a dream.
Oh.
It happened two
Oh, you got hit with
episodes
the
ago.
Kraken?
yeah, it was. I was falling in and out of sleep. Just boom, I got hit.
Can we help
Trying to do a show here.
I'm so sorry. People are so inconsiderate. Man.
Yeah.
You want some
So
dip?
inconsiderate.
You want some dip, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm so sick.
Hey, shout out to Tyrone. He made this dip for us.
Hey, shout out to
What is in
shout out to
this?
Gabe.
What's in this?
It's a spinach artichoke dip. You're not allergic to anything, right?
We better have an EMT come on live.
Actually,
You guys know CPR?
Yeah.
I'm CPR.
I have to.
Just play SZA.
Shit.
All right, so real quick, coming from personal experience about meditation, speaking on like the sensory deprivation room and everything. Way back when, I had a problem with overthinking, and I didn't know how to control it. It was just random thoughts. It was just going further into like into my imagination, and I was creating my own type of problems within and just not being able to like really concentrate on what I was doing.
Yeah.
So when I had found out about meditation, I was starting to understand it's all about controlling your breath. it doesn't matter how you're sitting or you're standing or you're laying down, but it's just more so for me personally, just controlling your breath. And then from there, just watching your thoughts. I did close my eyes, but I more so, I started, doing that 4-count breath where, it's 4 seconds in, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out 4 seconds. And what I started realizing was that I was able more so to control my thoughts. How did I do that? Well, so what I found out about meditation was that, it helps with it reshocks the nervous system. Do you get me?
Yeah.
To where, you're more in control of, what you're thinking, what you're doing. You're feeling, every part of your body, which each area, you have, I can't explain it. But basically, with meditation, what I found out was that, it helps with sleep. It also helps you with concentration. So, if you overthink too much or anything like that, you're more so better able to get into concentration, which gets into the state of flow. That's more so what I wanted to reach, because, there's certain skills that require, just really getting into the zone. And so if you overthink or, you're everywhere in your thoughts, you can't really get into that state. And so that's what I really wanted to, really discuss on, for this segment, talking about meditation. What do you guys think about?
I love it. You guys ever heard of Wim Hof?
No.
The Iceman?
Oh, okay.
Wait.
He's like this old...
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, so he's this dude, I don't know where he lives, I think like Switzerland or something.
Oh.
But it's very cold, and he did this study where he exposes himself to extreme cold and extreme temperatures, extremely cold temperatures. And he controls his body temperature by breathing techniques. And he has this video on YouTube that I used to watch all the time where he does hyperventilation, where you inhale and exhale 30 times really hard and fast, and then you hold your breath for a minute.
Interesting.
And during that time of holding your breath, it may not seem like it, but holding your breath for a minute is quite a long time. But after you do that hyperventilation, your body feels so light. It feels like you're floating in water, especially if you close your eyes and you just lay there. When you're holding your breath, it's the most like euphoric feeling you could feel, because your body is lifted. You feel every part of your body starts to warm up. And I don't know what chemicals get released in your brain, but there are some chemicals that do get released, and they allow you to feel a sense of euphoria. But then
serotonin.
And then he also did another study where what he's trying to do is show the positive health effects of cold exposure, like with ice baths. And I started taking cold showers in a form of to build self-discipline for trading.
That right there. Literally, bro.
Originally, I started doing cold water showers for self-discipline. And it also helps with controlling your mind, because when that cold hits you and you get that shock, you forget about everything. The only thing you're worried about in that moment is how cold your body's feeling and how fast you want to get out of that cold water and get into something warm.
Yeah.
And so exposing yourself to extremely cold temperatures, he's found that he's reduced people's depression, anxiety, stress, and they've all seen positive health side effects as far as vascularity, hair growth, or boosting your immune system.
Yeah.
And meditation is really good, especially with the breathing.
Yeah.
That brings up an interesting point that I saw the other day. I don't know where. God damn it. But it's basically like the only reason that a lot of the stress that we feel living in this country, like as a first world and that sort of thing, is because we're surrounded by it.
Yeah.
Because most of the stress that we have and stuff doesn't actually even exist. It's just around you. Like if you go somewhere else, you'll completely forget about all of it,
mm-hmm.
because it's basically manufactured. It doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
So that's like that cold shower where all the stress goes away, or like you're not thinking about anything because there's actually nothing to really be thinking about at all, because it's really not that serious.
Mm. Yeah, that's a good point that you brought up. And so I heard this in a podcast, and it put things in so much perspective. They were saying how the United States has such a high rate of anxiety, depression, and suicide rates. But then you go to these third world countries where they're hunting and gathering for the food, and they're one of the most happiest people on the planet. They don't have all these distractions, all these social structures that they think we think we have to follow, that we think we have to align ourselves with. They're just living life to the fullest and to the purest.
Yeah.
And I think if we were to do that more, like you said with the in your video with the dopamine detox,
Yeah.
Getting off our phones and just being in the real life, it really made me think like, wow, like our lives aren't bad. We live in a great country, as bad as things are in our country and corrupt, and we can go on that, but we really do live in a great country, and that makes me have so much gratefulness and thankfulness. And when I'm having a bad day, I'm like, yo, like things aren't that bad here. Things could be a lot worse.
Right.
And it just puts things into perspective. Like I'm happy. Like there's no reason for me to not be happy. And then especially with the breathing techniques and cold showers, it also helps boost serotonin and
Dopamine. That's
dopamine.
It was
Very
dopamine.
good.
Yeah, because I take cold showers too, as well, to help with day trading.
Yeah.
And so what has helped me, I definitely feel way better. I don't feel stressed at all. I guess it's the same thing as working out. You feel, since, we don't do many activities that, hunters and gatherers would do. Working out is a source, of releasing anxiety and stress, and so is taking a cold shower. And that's what I figured out. And so that was a good point. When I take a cold shower, what I try to do is I try to focus and concentrate on the goals that I want.
Oh,
yeah,
that is good.
Yeah, bro.
That is
So you
really
kind of
good.
take your mind off the cold as well.
Yeah.
Now that you have no stress in your head because of the cold hit you, now you're stress free. You don't have any other thoughts. Now you
Yeah.
can really focus on the thoughts you want to have.
Yep. And
That
that's
is so
literally,
good.
bro. I was in the shower one time, taking a cold shower. I was just like, I was breathing. I was trying to think of like things, and like just random thoughts came into my head, and I was like, wait a minute, if I can do this, I'm in control.
Yeah.
And I literally just started focusing and like concentrating on like what my goals were, and I was like, whoa, this is a different kind of experience.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And so what I also heard from a podcast, it was from Andrew Huberman.
Yes. Oh, I listen to him every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has so much good information.
Literally, bro. And he said that after you take a cold shower, you basically are in a higher state, of dopamine, that it stays there for 2 hours. It's not like, any other kind of, drug or kind of thing that, you kind of get dopamine from. But this kind of dopamine that you get from taking a cold shower, it stays and it's just elevated. It just keeps on going for the next 2 hours, and you feel really good. And it's just it's a different kind of feeling.
And then to add on to Andrew Huberman, I was listening to one of his podcasts today, and I was listening to how to learn and retain information better.
Yeah.
You see that one?
Yeah.
And what he said was, when you get to that point of frustration of learning something, that's when you need to keep going, because that's the point where your brain is, what's the epinephrine? That's when epinephrine gets released, and that's what kind of gets us like a little bit. Man, I hope I'm not messing this up. I think
Like
that's
tingly sensation.
Yeah, a little frustrated. But he says that's when all the right chemicals are being released for your brain to retain and process that information.
Yeah.
And he made a comparison, or what's it called when you relate two things together?
An analogy.
Yeah, there you go, an analogy.
Okay.
Made an analogy where. Dang, I just forgot.
60,000 thoughts.
Yeah, we always go back to that. Always.
No, but that makes sense though, right? Because like if you think about it, everything's a survival technique.
Yeah.
Everything that we apply to our lives, we're not fighting for survival, but the same instincts and stuff still apply, right? So like when you're frustrated, the right chemicals are in your brain. Because if you think about it, let's say you're hunting and you are frustrated, you're not getting what you need to survive, you're not getting your food. Now the right chemicals are in your brain to focus on what you need to do and like what's in front of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like everything is survival instinct, whether you think like whether you want to believe it or not. It all comes down to just like being able to get things done when they need to be done. Your
It's a
brain has a
drive.
way of doing it
Yeah.
as long as you open yourself up to it.
Yeah.
I mean, what you guys doing with the cold showers and everything, I like that, right? I'm trying to think the best way to explain this, I guess. Because your mind will give out before your body will, right? Your mind will give up and say, nah, I can't. It's cold. But your body can keep going. So taking you guys' mind off of it and everything to focus on, okay, what do I need to do? Tackle everything else in your head, change your mindset and stuff, because your body can handle the cold. It'll be fine. It'll buff out, you know. But as far as meditation and stuff goes, like we talked a little bit about discipline before. I think going to the gym and stuff like that is a good physical discipline, right? But even if you have that physical discipline, there's still some part of a mental discipline you need to form. In which case, I think meditation actually helps target that mental discipline to sit there, clear your thoughts out, stop the distraction for a moment, and actually focus in and zone in. So I feel like you have to have some layer of discipline with meditation, but I think meditation will help build that mental discipline that you need.
I do think it's a level of confidence, right? Because like if you're meditating, you need to take time out of your day to sit there and literally do nothing, right? You just think. But some people don't have the confidence, whether that's in themselves, whatever, to step aside because you're confident enough that you're still going to be able to get what you're doing done. You're still going to have time, that sort of thing. I think a lot of people are afraid that, oh, I don't have enough time to get this done, I need to do it. Even though you just have to have the confidence in yourself that stepping away is actually going to benefit you in the long run.
Right.
Yeah.
People don't, I think, like I said, there's a level of confidence, self-confidence in that.
Yeah.
It's
like you're almost overwhelming yourself.
Yeah, without knowing.
Yeah, you keep on going, adding so much to play, telling yourself, I'm on the grind, but
you also need, it's as important to have a break.
Take that time for yourself, relax, let your brain relax, decompress a little bit. And
part of that grind is that segment of time where you're actually not doing anything. That's a grind. That's part of the grind as well.
And it doesn't even have to be that long. It could be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But as long as you take the time to literally just, be in a quiet space and just let your mind wander. It literally is just that. It's letting your mind wander. And it's just...
What would you have to say for people who are too scared or afraid to be in their minds alone? Because, like, for instance, I met a couple people who don't like being alone by themselves. Yeah. Like they always have to be distracted or look at something.
I mean this in the nicest way possible. Grow up. Like legit, grow up. If you are in the spot where you are afraid, like it's the whole joke, like I'm afraid of my thoughts, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like if you genuinely are in that, you need to grow up a little bit, because it's like that's life, dude. That's not how this works, that you're always surrounded by someone. I always need to be distracted. Mm-hmm. Dude, come on.
Honestly, think it's seriously unhealthy if you aren't able to, because you need to understand who you are and know more about yourself. And the only way to really do that is by stepping back, relaxing your mind, and being by yourself.
That is legit dependency.
Yeah.
Everyone says they're independent and stuff like that. If you can't sit alone with yourself for 15 minutes, you are not independent. I'm sorry to tell you.
Don't even try that deprivation room.
You're going to waste your goddamn money because you're out of there in the first 4 hours.
Actually. Like, I don't know, man.
Maybe in this structure of, it doesn't have to be nighttime. It could be daytime as well, if you're scared of the dark or whatever. But
there's ghosts.
More so, if you can't handle your thoughts and everything, try concentrating on your chest, or like the motion of your breathing, or like concentrating on a part of a wall or something like that, in order to like really just let your mind just really, if you can't handle your thoughts in that sense, just letting concentrating on a part of a wall, concentrating on your breathing, or just in general, just concentrating on, like, if you're sitting down, feeling the bed, just literally, you know, just
Think about the feeling of the bed.
right. So then your mind
Think about
doesn't
being
go
in
and
the
think
chair.
about, you know, just different thoughts or
So
like, you know,
slowly ease your way into it.
Yeah.
because if a person, I understand that part where, you know, if a person has like PTSD or, you know, some sort of,
Fair
you
enough.
know,
Yeah.
you know, disorder, you know, it could be, you know, uncomfortable for them, but I would say, you know, just try not focusing on your thoughts, but concentrating on some sort of, you know, your breathing, you know, a form of breathing, concentrating on a wall, you know,
Yeah.
a part of, you know, just whatever you need to do to not concentrate on your thoughts.
I also think meditation has this weird like stigma behind it, where it's like it's this big deal. You have to sit in this room with perfect lighting, perfect everything. Like at the very base of meditation, all that matters is that you are in a quiet place by yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy. You can have a light on. You could have, it doesn't matter. You can sure set up all these, you know, great places to meditate, but then people that set up rooms for that also don't do it. So
Yeah.
it's like all you need, if you just go and do it, it doesn't have to be that serious.
Speaking of that, you also don't have to close your eyes for this
Yeah.
to meditate. You can actually have your eyes open while you meditate.
Yeah.
There's forms of meditation. You can literally even be walking, you
Yeah.
know, at a park or you know, because it was said on back again Andrew Huberman, you know,
Great
he
guy.
was talking about meditation as well, and he was saying you don't have to be in a room to, you know, do meditation. You can literally be walking and just focus and concentrate on, you know, just breathe and just concentrate on a part of an area or something like that while you're, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes while I'm at work. So at work, I have to sand rooms with a big sander, and so it creates white noise because it's like scraping the floor.
Yeah.
And so when I'm sanding the floors, I'll get lost in thought. I'll have music playing in the background, but I can't really hear it because it's too loud.
Yeah.
But I'll get lost in thought, and I'll be standing, and I'm just standing there, and someone will walk in the room, and I won't even know they're standing next to me.
Yeah.
That's how lost.
How
in thought.
far you get in
Yeah,
there.
and it's so peaceful because a lot of the times I'm thinking about what I could be doing, how I'm gonna execute my plans, how I'm planning things out is what I'm doing a lot of the time, but it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
so
and
much.
that is meditation in itself.
Mhm.
You're at
Yeah.
work with a sander. Like, it's not a typical setting, but that's still meditation.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be serious at all. You don't have to make it a big deal to just think.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people, I think the main issue is when people think about meditation, they think of the legs crossed, the
Yoga mat. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
not
that's
what
the
it is.
yeah.
It's like, I think focusing on your breath is probably the easiest way to start off with. Again, you don't have to be closing your eyes or anything like that. Start for 5 minutes, just focus on your breathing and stuff. Like, in the long run, it will benefit you more. Like, I can't speak on a scientific level. I don't know how the science behind it and everything. I don't. I've tried it personally. I used to do it real consistently, like daily and everything. And what I will say is, I found personally, it cleared my thoughts more. My mind is actually reacting better with my body. Everything's like starting to flow more naturally together versus it feeling like a blockage basically, and I can't sit down for a moment and straighten everything out. It legitly connects everything back together, kind of. It's like maintenance on your mind. That's all.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like hit the reset button.
Yeah.
Well, there's the whole thing,
Actually.
right? Like, it's if your mind is wired to solve problems. That's what the mind is wired to do. So that's like the whole thing. If you're in the middle of something, like let's say you're writing a paper and you don't know how to finish it, or you don't know, oh, what am I going to put here? Go to sleep, because your mind will think about it while you're sleeping, and you'll wake up with the problem solved. But let's say you can apply the same thing to meditation. If you're doing something, you kind of hit a little bit of blockage. Like we talked about this, you know, getting up and stepping away.
Yeah.
But you just go meditate for 15 minutes. Your brain will solve the problem because that's what it is made to do. So if you just go meditate, you will find that you'll be able to get more work done. You'll feel more connected. You'll be able to achieve what you want to do better, even if it's in the short term, like day-to-day type work thing.
And what's funny about that, about breathing, is that it impacts the heart rate, right? The rhythm of our heart doesn't stay the same. It's not consistent. It does, little movements in here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about breathing is that if you can control your breathing, you can actually control your heart rate, which it'll calm you down.
Mm-hmm.
It'll calm down your nerves. It'll make you more, less anxious. Therefore, sending blood into your body, less anxiousness as well. Since blood also travels to the brain, you'll be in less of a anxious state and more of a relaxed state.
Yeah.
So if you can really just concentrate on your breathing, that would be the best form, or anything like that, to really get started on learning how to meditate in that sense.
So the thing that started this meditation conversation is that you used to overthink a lot.
Yeah, I was anxious. I used to overthink just imaginary situations, this, that, and I was tired of it. And so I wanted, it wasn't even with meditation, just going into a quiet place and really just being by myself. It really helped out. And then I learned, that, Navy SEALs, they, before they go into any sort of combat, they do breathing exercises. And I was like, whoa, okay.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, before they go on a mission, they do that box breath combo that I told.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's the 4 breath in, etc.
Yeah.
But I tried it, and it changed the way I was less anxious. I stopped overthinking about things, and I just really focused on the situation or the goal that I wanted to achieve. And I didn't focus on the next day, the day after, the future. I was there in the present.
Yeah.
You get me?
Yeah. What's interesting is there's so many different ways to go about that, because I think overthinking is a product of the modern society where you're always overstimulated, right? Mm-hmm. So overthinking comes from that, because our brain is now trained to be doing so many things at once. If you don't have a lot of things going on at a specific time, you're going to start overthinking because your brain is trying to do things, right? So I just want to get your guys', just for the audience, because there's so many different ways to go about overthinking, right? Like you did breathing. Me personally, to get over my anxiety that I used to have and stuff, I just what's important to me wasn't breathing or anything like that. Breathing helps, yes. But breathing wasn't what helped me. What helped me was just learning myself. I would legit talk to myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In my head, as crazy as that sounds, I would talk to myself and, tell myself no, this is not that serious. Get out of your own head. Mm-hmm. Borderline, berate myself in my head, you're being stupid, that sort of thing, right? Get it out of your head, work on it, basically. That's how I went about it. So I was wondering what your guys' for the audience would be to stop overthinking.
You want to go ahead?
Yeah. Something that I did was it was all mindset. It was a big mindset thing for me where I would overthink things, but I would just go down a rabbit hole about one specific situation and think of the worst possibilities that could happen. Mm-hmm. And so I was very negative when it came to a lot of things. And after so long, I really got tired of it. I was it's just annoying. I'm tired of feeling like this. This is not a comfortable.
Because you get anxious.
It doesn't feel good. And so I made a change where health is wealth.
Yep.
I came to terms with loving myself. Loving yourself is a really big part of growing and developing. If you can't love yourself, you can't teach other people how to respect you. You can't show
or really love somebody else in a relationship.
Exactly. Yep. And loving yourself means taking care of your health, your mental health, what you eat, what you digest, whether that's what you're watching, listening to, everything you consume is it makes you who you are.
Yeah.
You're a product of your environment.
Yeah.
And changing your environment, it was a really big thing for me. That's why I love it out here. Not saying I don't like it where I was in California before I came here, but in California, there was just a lot of different things going on for me at the same time, and I never had that chance to be alone and really. Well, I was kind of like an extroverted introvert. I knew a lot of people, but I liked my alone time.
Yeah.
But being out here, I was really able to be alone not have any connection with friends or people, and I really got to find myself, ground myself with earth, and that was a big thing. Now I'm very natural. Like, I love all natural products. I love being as connected to the earth. Kind of brings me back to our primal instincts of being who we are as humans and disconnecting from the social world and social media, because that'll really drive you down.
Yeah, it definitely takes you back from it.
Yeah. Escaping the matrix.
Literally.
Escaping the matrix.
In this like make-believe world type thing. It's very strange.
Super.
The internet is a strange place.
I like that actually. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
Actually.
you took it right out of my, right out of, yeah. Explained it very well, bro.
Thank you.
That's why I think I don't want to say any, but most men's goals is to you get rich enough and you just fuck off.
Yeah.
You just go to the mountains somewhere. You just do actually. Because I think actually not even just men. I think anyone like naturally wants to be connected and outside of the world we live in.
Oh, that's a good
You
point.
don't want to be in this technological world. I think at a basic level in your head, everyone wants to be just within nature.
Yeah, exactly. Be in nature. That was a big thing I did as well. My favorite color used to be black. I used to love black. I'd wear black shirts, black pants. Black everything. Black was, I still.
Shit.
I'm looking, bro.
Sky, what do you have on? What shirt?
No, but like black and then I changed it to green, brown, earth tones, and I started falling more in love with nature, and I learned that seeing green, like nature's green, true green from plants,
Like vibrant
trees,
colors?
yes, and they release a certain, I believe they release serotonin. Have you heard about
Yes,
that?
yeah. That vibrant colors, they do release like serotonin in that sense. Yeah,
So
it makes
being
you feel
connected
good.
being connected with nature is a huge part for us, because we were at once not all congested in cities. We used to be more
We're not supposed to be.
No,
we're not
at all, and that's a lot of the problem nowadays with depression, anxiety. Everything's too good. Our life's too good. We have nothing else to do. I think Andrew Tate's the one who said this. I remember hearing him say this. He said, "Our life's too good, and we have nothing else to do but be sad and anxious."
Yeah.
Something like
That's
that.
what I'm saying about manufactured like stress. We created ourselves because we have nothing better to do.
Yeah.
But
Go outside.
anyone that argues this point, go outside, go take a hike, and tell me you're not happier. If you argue this point that we're fine being in cities, like we don't need to be connected with nature, go take a walk. I can promise you'll feel better.
Way
Not
better.
because you took a walk, but because you were in nature in itself.
Yeah.
Like if you go hike, I
Either
promise.
that, and if you don't feel good, maybe you're out of shape and the hike was hard.
Yeah, but even but if you get off of the hike and you're out of shape and you hate the feeling of
The
being
exercise.
tired, I have some bad news for you because you're really fucked. Because you should be maybe if you're out of shape, it'll suck, but like deep down, you'll know like it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
But
you know
even
what I mean?
then, afterwards, it does feel good.
Yeah.
I think what happens is, in the grand scheme of things, we're so caught up in our own lives and everything that when you take a step back and really just explore nature and like really look at what life has to give in that sense, you really, it seems like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But as well, I think another one that I do, I look at the sky. I think everybody or a lot of people, they don't acknowledge that, you know, there's beautiful scenery that literally happens in the morning, and you know before the sun sets as well, and so you get those vibrant colors as well. You know, you really get that time to appreciate, you know, the sky and everything. It's like, not to sound all crazy and everything, but it's like, you know,
it's real.
it's you know, just taking a step back out of your life and understanding that, you know, it's not as important as you think, you know, or as
these little menial tasks that you're doing throughout the day aren't as important as you like they seem when you're in it.
And I feel like it's so much more humbling and stuff. Like, I love like nature. I love like all of it. It's all beautiful to me. Like, I legitimately, like you said, just want to be in nature. Like, I couldn't see myself chilling at a waterfall or just in the forest. And like, it's just thinking of that just makes it feel more relaxing. But like for a long time there, like a few years ago, I was so caught up in my own world, my own problems and stuff. Legitly, got out my car. Someone told me to look out. I look up and look at the stars. I'm like, holy, like, brain blast. Like, I just realized I'm really, like, everything in your life, even myself included, is so small in the grand scheme of things. Like, nature and everything like that is so beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just like relaxing, just like take a deep breath, because in the end, it does not matter. Yeah. Like, again, you're so small.
But see, that's a mindset thing, right? I agree. You're small, nothing really matters. But some people take that the opposite way. Yeah. Some people say, oh, I'm small, this is scary. But I don't think you need to be thinking like that. Because look at the tree outside, right? Like that tree, that has been, that trees survived for 300 years. That tree will see your next 6 generations, okay?
That's great.
You know what I mean? So you can't even worry about like the little things in your life, because like everything around you is so much bigger than you are. So why are you even worried? You know what I mean? Like,
or maybe if you're stuck maybe if you're stuck thinking about a situation and you take a step back and really like look at years or like 10 years to come from now, is it really going to matter at that point?
Yeah.
Is my goal bigger than what it is at that little speck of time?
That's the whole thought experiment with the like any stress is, will I worry about this next week? No? Then why am I stressing about it? That's like the whole thought experiment. I mean, you could, like, the thought experiment for that, for like any stress, is you can take that for any period of time. You could say, am I going to be worried about this at the end of my day? No. You can go that short. Or you can go longer, like 10 years. Will this matter in 10 years? Probably not. So why am I stressing about it?
Yeah.
So it's just something easy to get your mind off of that sort of thing. But
and then coming back to what you said about the sunrise and sunset, there's actually some science I learned from Andrew Huberman. He said,
"Yeah,
I have to check this guy out."
Yeah, he's
definitely
really good.
seen his face.
Probably.
No way you have not seen his face.
He has a big old beard.
He's massive now. He's huge.
He's a
neuroscientist.
Yeah.
Neuroscientist. Yeah, neurologist.
But he said
he's the one that put Tonga Ali on the map.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who's Tonga
Tonga Ali is a herbal supplement that increases testosterone by 100 to 200 points.
Do you guys take that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How is it? Is it good?
It's good, dude. I feel amazing.
I have a Beach Training video, selfless plug, coming out about it.
Selfless.
I think anyone should take it, straight up. I have not felt any side effects. I don't know if you guys have. Scott, have you felt side effects?
Bigger dick.
It does increase libido.
Yeah.
It does increase libido.
Yeah,
but that's one of
preface, I meant no negative, by the way. But yeah, no, I've not felt any negative side effects. The studies that are about Tonga Ali say there's no negative side effects either. But it also helps. The main thing that it helps with is mentally. The testosterone will help you mentally as a man, but it will also reduce cortisol, which is like stress. So it reduces anxiety, anger, that sort of thing as well. So I think it's really good.
Speaking of
incredible.
cortisol, back to the Andrew Huberman's son.
Yeah.
He says when the sun is rising early in the morning, you want to see it at low rise in the sky, because you want to see the yellow and blue contrast of the sky and the sun rising.
Yeah.
And what that does is, back to our primal instincts, it releases cortisol. Can't remember the other hormones it releases, but it releases the right mixture of those chemicals in our brain, and it lets our brain know that it's time to work.
Yeah.
And
circadian rhythm.
Yeah. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Circadian rhythm is when it's basically your body's clock.
Oh.
So like that's why working night shift is extremely dangerous, because your circadian rhythm goes off of instinct. Mm-hmm. Because now you're going to sleep when you see light, and your body's not used to that.
Yeah, overnight shifts.
Yeah, overnight shifts are very dangerous, like long term. That's why like there's been
it's called graveyard for a reason.
There's been a fair share of like, things that say like there should be no such thing as an overnight shift. Like we should ban them basically, even though that will never happen because there's too much money in overnight shifts. But
gotta keep the world.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that goes the whole thing as well. If you want to talk about big or small, you are very small because the people you work for do not give a shit about you.
They'll replace you in a second.
You know what I mean? Like, so anything that you're worried about doesn't really matter because they do not give a fuck about you. All that matters is the money for anyone. So you're not big enough. You don't have to worry about that shit. So, yeah, that's the circadian rhythm is that with that thing. But that's why it's so important to an extent as well that you're not staying up until 4 a.m. and then waking up at 1 p.m. and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Just messes everything all up.
Part of the whole self-development track is making sure you're in bed when it's dark and you're waking up when it is light. You know what I mean?
And I feel so much better personally waking up to the light.
Oh, yeah.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
And it's weird because you wake up and you feel so refreshed. You don't feel tired, groggy. It's like you just have the most perfect night of sleep.
You're ready to go.
When the sun comes up, hits your eyes, and boom, ready to get in action.
Hey, yeah, bro. I mean, I'm sure almost all of us here can attest to what I'm about to say, but like when I used to work night shifts at Planet, man, I would be in the habit of working night shifts, so I couldn't sleep certain time. I'd be up until like 3 a.m. gaming and shit. And there was a period of my life where I was up till 3 a.m. every single night gaming. And that was the worst state I've ever been in. Without a doubt. Even though it feels great when you're doing it, but then when you
the side effects
later on, you're like, once I'm years removed from that now, but I'm just like, wow, that sucked. I was in my worst spot.
Yeah, staying late up in the nighttime, freaking playing COD Zombies.
Oh,
you know?
Kino these heroes.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. In the moment, it was fun.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
then you wake up that morning, you're like, oh, why did I do that?
Yeah.
And you do it again.
But then you're so fucked because now you can't sleep until again at 3 a.m. because your body.
Like when I used to work at like Cane's there for a moment, right? I was working closing, so I didn't get home until like 3 a.m., maybe 4 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And then take a shower and everything, and I was like, let me see if they're online. I never went to bed until like 8 and 9 in the morning. And then wake up and have to do it all over again. No time between because my dumb self decide I'm going to play a game instead of going to sleep.
Okay, speaking of that, right, about like talking about this is like, it shows how fucked it is, right? Because like these companies are literally making you stay up until 4 a.m. or some shit. But like, if you want more proof that these companies don't give a fuck about you and that you should not be stressing about it, you should be working on your own path and anything like that, most of these companies make people do opening shifts. Like you close and then you open.
Yeah, I had to do that a few times.
And it's legal in Nevada to give someone a shift at like 10 p.m. All they need is an 8-hour rest. And like an 8-hour gap. That's how the laws work in Nevada. You can work at 10 p.m. and then you have to be there again at 6 a.m.
Yeah, they do that at my work.
Yeah.
They'll have guys come in at night, once they finish installing the rooms, they'll have them come in the next morning and do some other work. Maybe like continue installing or do some prepping or whatever. I'm like, dude, they're like, I was here last night at 10 o'clock, now I'm here again at 7. I'm like, dude, that sucks.
Yeah, because the companies don't care about you. You are nothing but a name on a sheet on a time clock. That is it.
They need to get the job done
Mm-hmm.
on time, and if they get it done earlier, they get a bonus. And so you best believe they're pushing your ass to get that job done faster.
Yeah. It's so
it's
fucked.
horrible.
Yeah,
dude.
just stop worrying about little things in your life, man. Stop stressing about work.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it all goes
Don't
back
overwork
to.
yourself at work either.
Oh yeah,
True.
you're getting paid. See, that's the thing, right?
But don't do bare minimum either.
Yeah,
Don't do
You're
bare
fired.
minimum.
See, that's the thing. Like, I used to, like, this was years ago, like, freaking senior year. So, actually, probably a little bit before that. While I was doing that, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was my first job, so I was busting my, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
And because I was so loyal, I'm a loyal person when it comes to working. They said, okay, like you said, I would get off, get home. By the time my head hit the pillow, it was like 4, right? And then have to come back in. They didn't make me open, like, I think they, like, at 8 o'clock is the very opening. But they would make me say, okay, maybe not that too early, but you'll still come in like at 9 though.
And they think they're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do you a favor.
Hey, when my body yeah. So it was like an extra like 6-hour shift right after I just closed the night before. But for that reason, my body said, all right, we got like 4 hours of sleep. We gonna bust out all this energy we just got in this 6-hour shift.
And it's crazy because we'll put so much effort towards a job.
Yeah.
But we won't put it for ourselves.
Yes.
Exactly.
That true.
And then I take back what I said a couple of statements ago.
Okay.
As far as not working too hard for a company, there was a statement or a quote I heard from this guy at work. Shout out my boy, Boss G Lifestyles. He told me, he said, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and dude, when he told, it stuck in my head and it messed with me so bad.
Yeah, there is something like you don't want to overwork yourself at work, but how you work
Your work
at
ethic.
your job
Yeah.
shows your work ethic, and that's how you're going to apply things to the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
Like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you.
There's situations like that when I'm like, okay, well, I hear things like, oh, I don't remember the exact quote or something. It was somebody who said, the person who works more than what they get paid for will eventually get paid for
The work they do.
less work, basically, right?
Yeah.
But see, I think of things like that is like, okay, what I do now will also dictate how I care about everything else. But then also what pops in my head is, I don't really care about this company, though.
Yeah.
But if I start acting like that and do the absolute bare minimum, then I feel like that might start affecting me. But also the questions, I think Tate said this one. You brought up the point. It's like, okay, if you're not going giving 100% at your job, figure out why you're not doing it. What do you want to do? And then start finding ways to progress yourself, basically, or kind of work on what you want to do while you're not doing what you're supposed to do, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know what he exactly said on it, right?
Yeah.
I really don't remember. It was so long ago. But it's just about like, if you're not giving 100% at your job, then what do you want to do? Find a way to start implementing it then.
Yeah.
He's in between.
You about to come in with some shit.
Yeah.
Well, okay. This is the way I see it. There's 24 hours in a day, right? You got to give yourself. Okay, you got to work for 8 hours of the day, so you only got 16 hours left of the day. Then you got to sleep 6 to 8 hours again of that day. You only got 8 hours left to yourself. So, if you're really giving your all to a company, you know that's energy that you're giving. So that's the way I see it. If you're giving a lot more energy into that job, well, when you come home, what do you want to do? You want to relax. You know, you'll off-put whatever work you have to do for yourself, and then for that, you know, you'll say, "Oh, I'll do it tomorrow." Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. When it never comes.
But that's where mindset comes in.
Yeah.
Because personally, at work, I do a lot of physical work. I'm doing cardio all day long, and it's tiring. Don't get me wrong. When I get home, I want to, lay down, rest. But this is what I want. I know what my goals are for the future, and I'm not going to settle for anything less.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if I, even just laying there, like once I get out the shower, I'll maybe lay on my bed for like a minute or two, reposting on my Instagram accounts. And I'm like, nope, I can't lay down. Get up. I was like, you got to get up, sit at your desk, and start working. And then I just get mad because I know I'm not putting in the effort I need to be putting in to get where I want to be. And that's the worst feeling for me as of right now. Maybe like last year wasn't the same, but it's that mindset. Because at work now I don't do bare minimum work. I do perfect. Okay, no one's perfect. No one does perfect work, but I do my best to do perfect work.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm very, what's that word? Peculiar? Or like anal. I'm very anal about how things get done because I want them to be good.
Yeah.
Everything I do has to be good. I won't settle for anything less than good.
Yeah.
And so if I'm not doing that, it's...
So
Always
it
bothersome.
goes back to mindset.
Yeah.
That's just the
bothersome.
work ethic. You know what I mean? That's just you gotta still have the work ethic. If you have such a bad work ethic, you're not doing things at your job that you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Then it's okay because it's just another company. Who cares? But chances are you're not doing things right in your own life then.
Yeah.
If you're not even doing them at your job that you're getting paid for right now. Because on the side, you probably are not getting paid yet.
You're not.
Or else
Oh, yeah.
you would not be working this job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you are not doing things you have to do at this place you're getting paid at, then chances are you're not even doing them on the side.
And then I've even noticed I picked up bad habits from work. Like I said, how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yep.
And at work, in construction, people are very, very vulgar. You'll hear some vulgar things working construction. And people are who they are, And you kind of get to express yourself. And I was noticing like things would get me like really irritated, just because like I do very tedious work, do the same thing all day, every day, all day, do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so it gets very repetitive and old, and it gets irritating. And I noticed things that would like irritate me at work, I would kind of just lash out because I could. No one was there. I didn't worry. I didn't care because no one was there. I was by myself. And then I noticed at home if something similar would happen, like if a door would, because I work at the hotel in New York. If the doors closed because they're heavy, but I need them open sometimes because I'm trying to scrape or clean or whatever. But if I notice like if they're closing and at home the door does the same thing or something similar, I caught myself like lashing out a couple times and like, whoa. I was like, that is ugly. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so then I had to change it at work where now I'm like, okay, I can't let this get me mad. Because if it gets me mad here and I keep letting it get me mad, I'm going to let things like that get me mad outside of work.
Yeah.
And that's not how I want to carry myself.
Well, because at the end of the day, it's you in both situations. You're just in a different spot.
Yeah.
So if you're doing one thing somewhere else, it's going to follow you. You're not just completely two separate entities.
Yeah.
Like that's, well, I can go into the whole argument that like companies want you to be two separate entities. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, this is who I want you to be at work. You can be whoever you want out here, but it's like you're the same in both places.
Yeah,
It's still me. I'm not a fucking robot.
Don't leave me on the counters.
Shit.
They started cracking down, dude.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm out.
Who knows?
I ain't worried about it.
I don't know anymore.
I don't even want to think about it.
But anyways,
Stress.
I would have to agree with y'all, man.
Valentine's is coming up.
Yeah.
Ooh, you guys got plans?
If you're single, just keep on grinding.
I got plans
Yeah.
with you.
You know, I would say focusing on self-love,
Wherever you wanna go.
focusing on yourself.
What is happening right now?
I know. Anyways, I would say self-love is the best kind of love that there is.
Definitely.
Because if you could love yourself, you could love another person in a relationship.
You know, there's going to be some people that get mad at you for that. Some people don't. Some people think that you don't need to love yourself before you can love someone else, and I think that's complete fucking horseshit.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Right back to
Ridiculous.
grow up.
Yeah.
You need to love yourself before you can love anybody else. Because how can you
Because now you're
direct
just going to
them to know how
project
to
on
love you?
whoever you're with.
Yeah, because you need to understand yourself first, and then you'll be able to understand everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, and how their emotions work. And so,
Yeah.
if they get mad, oh well.
Oh no, I was just saying there's a side of the argument that believes the opposite, and I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think that's
makes
crazy. I don't
sense.
care if they get mad. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because then and there, you're just projecting whatever you feel, and that gets into the borderline of manipulation and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's actually exactly.
That's exactly
how
yeah.
you get into that. Because now
So,
you're
you
relying
know.
on this other person to support you and give you the things that you don't have because you don't have the ability to love
and
yourself.
now that's dependency.
And that's the yeah.
End of story.
Yeah.
End of the day, self-love before you get in a relationship. Don't force anything on Valentine's Day if you're a man. 2, still with your money. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
Keep
you
the
ain't
grind
gotta,
going.
keep the grind. Valentine's Day is just another day. You ain't gotta be depressed about it. Who cares? It's a corporate scam anyways. They just want you to buy those stupid heart-shaped candies, bro.
I bet you anything. After Valentine's Day, you're gonna see in every single store in that one section that you see Christmas stuff,
Yep.
you see Thanksgiving stuff, Halloween stuff. You'll see a new what is it?
Holiday.
New holiday with
It's
decoration.
St. Patrick's Day. You'll see
It'll-
St.
It'll
Patrick's
be
Day.
St. Patrick's Day, and stores are going to start putting up summer
Easter.
stuff.
So
So
you'll-
your inflatable and Easter,
True.
Easter and
But
then
now
after
they got to
Easter,
get this stuff out. So this whole everything now is gonna go on huge sale.
Yeah.
So they can just get this
it's
stuff out of here.
It's
so they
all a
can put
corporate
this new
scam,
stuff.
bro.
So just remember that.
Yep.
Another thing, men, all my men out there,
Oh, okay.
all my men out there, when we talk self-love, we have to keep ourselves pure. We have to hold semen retention is basically what I'm getting at. Semen
Fair enough.
retention. We have to hold our body's a temple. Just like women, our bodies are temples as well. And the more we exchange energies with people, the more depleting we are. The more we are depleting our own energy. And so it's very important for us to stay within ourselves. And it's cool. I get it. We're young. We want to have fun, but it's also very dangerous because we're young. There's a lot of young girls out there who aren't ready for a kid if it does happen, because you have to be willing and ready for the consequences that come with having sex. And if you're not ready for that, just don't do it.
Yep.
Don't do it. There's too much that comes along with it. And especially right now during this recession and all these hard times, it's gonna be pretty difficult for you to raise a family if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
True.
I agree.
And no, sorry, go ahead.
No. Go. Finish.
Yeah, it's gonna be difficult, but nah,
I'm so sorry.
No, your point was
I'm
good.
sorry.
That was
Yeah.
valid.
I mean, I think it was who was it? Steve Harvey was talking about it. How guys and females run off of two completely different clocks, right?
Yeah.
Guys run off of a financial clock. With everything going on, you need to be financially stable. We all know that. Like, okay, if I'm gonna have a family, I need to be stable. I need to be ready for it. I need to be in a certain place in my life. Versus females who run off of a fertility or something like that. Basically saying, oh, I need to have a kid before 30 because
they
yada,
run
yada,
off the
yada.
mom clock.
Yeah.
Dudes run off of finance.
Yeah. So
It's just two different.
definitely.
Neither is wrong. It's just like men and women have different like life. What
Yeah.
they want their life to be.
Yeah. So honestly, definitely practice similar attention.
definitely.
Focus
And
on yourself for a
yeah.
moment.
There's a lot of benefits
Self-love
to it.
isn't.
There's a lot of
There's
benefits
so many
to it.
benefits.
Like
And not only
self-love
that, but
isn't-
there's benefits spiritually.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
truth.
It's way deeper than just physical too.
You
If
don't want to plague your mind with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to.
Right.
Yeah, it's negative energy if you want to think about it that way, or if you're religious, that sort of thing is, true, is frowned upon in religion, any religion. So there's hella benefits from it.
And if you do have sex this Valentine's Day, make sure you have a talk before. Make sure you guys are on the same
You
terms.
better not wrap your
Bring
legs
your
around
own.
me.
Yeah.
You get fucking
Bring your own. My advice would bring your own. If you, I mean, I would say don't, practice your intention. Don't have a mistake, baby. Bring your own. Make sure it's not from her.
What did
She
Little
don't
Wayne
poke no
say?
holes in it.
Safe sex is great sex.
Cause you don't want that late text
Yeah.
that I think I'm late text. Yeah.
Better not forget that latex. You don't want that yeah.
At the end of the day, focus on your goddamn money, boys.
Get to
Focus
it.
on your money. It's that simple.
Boys, this was episode 12.
Yup.
What a great episode today.
I just want to say,
Thank you guys.
great
Hey.
fucking guest, bro.
Honestly,
Great having you on here, bro.
Thank you guys for having
You
me.
rejuvenated the
actually,
show, like dead ass.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
I was
Thank
I
you.
felt it's a different energy. Even walking in here, seeing you sitting there, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna happen."
But that being said, what a great episode, guys.
Yeah.
We
Can I throw a little
covered.
shameless plug in there really fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Sin City Hustlers. I just started a new series, $100 to $10,000, where I'll be trading $100 in my Forex account, and I'll be growing it to $10,000. If you guys have any trading questions, please feel free to DM me on Instagram, Sin City Hustlers with a Z, or holy_flows on Instagram. And I'd love to help you out. Love to talk. This is my man right here, Israel. We talk about trading all the time.
All the time.
But yeah, thank you guys again. I really appreciate this opportunity. It's
Hey, we gotta
been a
have you on
blast.
again, bro.
Actually,
I'll get
seriously,
you all
bro.
down.
I will
Hey,
hit
I
you
can't
up.
wait to see that $100 turn into $10,000.
Oh, dude, it's
Actually,
going
and
to.
I'm gonna
And
watch
it's gonna
back
be
what
quick,
you
too.
did.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
it's
copy everything.
There is a lot of discipline in that, bro.
Yeah.
And so you having that kind of discipline in order to, really use risk management and psychology.
Thank you. Yeah, you as well, man.
Hey.
You're killing it, dude.
You hear me, bro?
Killing it.
But that was episode 12. Way to end it.